Hello dissenters, my name is Alex and I am here today back in Boulder Line, which has been much improved since we last met. Don't worry, only done a couple small things. I got a bit indecisive and moved the stockpile again, so it's not over here, it's over here. And the reason for this is I wanted to put it closer to where we're going to be doing eventually some mining over here in this mountain, and also so that the Forester's Lodge has a shorter distance to travel to get to the stockpile. It just saves a little bit of time, but it adds up overall. I've also put construction of the tailor on hold just so we don't waste those resources, because we have a few other things that need to happen before we construct the tailor. To put a building on pause, there's a little button right down here. We can pause or unpause it at will. So for example, over here I've constructed another house, or rather queued a construction up, but no one needs it yet because no one is homeless. What we do need to focus on this episode is another symbol. You can see it right here. Oh, Felicity has a symbol of a pickaxe on top of her head. As you might guess, that means that they are in need of tools. So you can see they have no tool right now. The clothing is still fair, which has led me to this new development to go ahead and pause the tailor and start focusing on a blacksmith to replenish these tools, because without tools, they're going to work oh so inefficiently, and yet here is another. Izatina. Alright, let's get the blacksmith in first. We're going to place it in this little square, actually outside of it, servicing these homes. We're going to have 3 more homes going in here, and of course this 6th or 7th home rather going in next to these. We have a perfect spot set up over here in the resource production tab is where we're going to find the blacksmith. And I'm going to place it, like I said, kind of towards the water, and I think if I just count over 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be square in the middle, maybe with room for a house over here and over here next to it if I'm lucky. So now they're going to start work on the blacksmith. We will have to assign at least one citizen to work the iron and turn it into tools to replenish for our workers and laborers and foresters and fishermen so that they can all work efficiently. They've mined most of these rocks, but they are going to continue mining some more. We've cleared out a whole patch that was here, and of course the foresters themselves will be cutting down the rocks as they move about, because that's just one of their jobs, is to clear out all the other resources to make room for more trees, as far as I know anyway. So the other things we're going to be taking care of in this episode, once we get the blacksmith put up, we've already got all the stone placed in. We of course need the logs and the iron. We've moved into early spring, so we're in year 3 again. That's very nice. Ooh, someone's chilly over here. Gonna go stand by the hearth and get a little bit. Oops, you can pin the selection. That's kind of cool. So you can just drag this around and see what they're doing whenever you want. Interesting. I'm learning more about the menu as we go. Exciting menu options. Again, excited about the most menial things. As you might be able to see from afar, all of these pickaxe icons, we have picked the right time to start building the blacksmith, because more and more people are starting to run out of tools, and now is the right time to start replenishing them. We have all the materials except for logs at the moment. Logs, a consistently slow material to start bringing in. We might need to queue some up manually. I don't think that's a terrible idea, so I'm going to start telling them to cut down some of the trees in this area just to get a little bit of a surplus with the extra laborers, of which we have 3 at the moment. And once we get this constructed and our tools begin to be replenished, I'm going to start working on the clothing as I was before in the last episode. And to help this tailor along, what we're going to be doing, rather than make a pasture, we're going to do some hunting. What we can do with the hunters is, of course, hunt deer. We got them grazing peacefully in our backyard, the bucks with their mighty antlers, and we're going to kill them and maybe eat them, but first of all, we're going to take their hides and turn them into clothes. That's goal number 1. Alright, I think the materials are almost done. 29 out of 32 logs. We are very, very close, and I don't think we have any homeless yet. We only have 4 children. We have a total of 21 people at the moment, so our population is certainly growing and getting better. And once we get these tools, things are going to become so much easier, because I think it's our lumberjacks, our foresters, that may be having tool issues right now. You can see we've got some people with no tools cutting down trees. I'm trying to imagine how they are doing that. I'm Izatina. Hello, neighbor Ilona. How are you cutting down this tree with no tools? Well, I'm using my pocket knife and a pair of scissors, and then I'm karate chopping it to knock this. I don't know how they're doing it. And now that we got the lumber, we are making some excess firewood, of which we currently have almost none. So these are all very important things. Getting the flow and the ebb and flow just right is going to be the hard part of Banished, I think. Getting everything to run efficiently and properly. Up to 10 times speed is how fast the game goes at the moment. Look at those deer just running through my building. Where do you think you're going? You going to the docks? You're gonna help me fish? There's a little baby deer behind him. How precious. Look, he's taking his little baby deer. We're gonna hunt that baby deer one day. Very soon. 100% done. The blacksmith is now complete. And let's pause the game and take the speed back down to a more reasonable level. So now we, of course, need one blacksmith to start working. Take off one of the builders so that we have 2 laborers. And we can have up to 1 blacksmith at the moment. Let's see what they can make. Iron tools with logs plus iron, so we have even more use for logs. And then steel tools need iron and coal in addition to logs. So that's how we're going to start working at the moment, is just making some basic iron tools to replenish for our people. And when they're going to make 50 in total, that's when he's going to stop creation of those tools. He or she, whoever, whatever the case may be. So we, of course, are going to need some more lumber. And what are our foresters doing? They're probably planting trees. Look at all the new baby trees. That's what they're doing. That's what's taking so long. They're cutting down the rocks. They're planting all these baby trees, which is an important venture. I'll give them that. So I'm not going to rush them too much, but I am going to cut down some more lumber so that we can get this tool process underway. Oh, the irony! We are so far gone on tools that even the blacksmith herself is without a tool. I'm just imagining her with that hot iron and log combination on top of the anvil, just smashing it with her hand. Just over and over again. Ha! Ow! This is so hot! Ah! It looks like they got firewood, so they do have a stock of firewood. So even if we're out of firewood, we're not actually out of firewood, because each house, like I said, has an inventory, and they do have some firewood stored up here. So the inventory system is really cool. I like how you can just look in anyone's inventory and see, like, oh, there's 5 logs, 3 iron, what do we have? In the storage barn, oh, look at all these foods. It's great. I love the attention to detail. And look, we've got a stockpile of lumber, so we're going to start making tools. And we can see up here if we have any stored tools, but probably not, as she'll probably just be giving them to other people. The best place, in my opinion, for this hunting cabin is out here by the gatherer's hut. All secluded and alone, no one's disturbing the forest. You can hunt, it's worth noting, in either open plains or in the thick forests. So in my opinion, it seems like I don't want to build this next to the foresters, and the reason for that is because they're constantly cutting down the trees. So it's neither a giant open field nor a thick forest, so it just doesn't seem like a great place to place it for me. And you can see we are replanting these trees. Look how barren this area is now. Still lots of trees to be sure. And are we already in late autumn for year 3? Interesting. And something else I've learned, because I am pretty slow, is that just simply placing a plot down for these buildings will make the workers come out here and remove the rocks and obstructions, because the AI is smarter than me. And that's really all you need to know. So you don't have to clear the area after you put down a building. They'll just do that by themselves. It'll just take them a moment. So once this is in place, we'll be able, you can faintly see the area. It just almost reaches to the water, so this is a pretty good spot. We're also going to want to clear all the rocks out of this, probably, and maybe plant some more trees. Or what we could do is we can make a forester's lodge out here and tell them not to cut, only to plant. That would be interesting. So you can kind of create a forest with the forester's lodge, which is really cool now that I think about it. So they're going to start construction on that. We're going to start hunting. I'm not sure if there's any deer back in here, but hopefully they will find some for us. And if so, we're going to start being able to make some new clothes. The snows of early winter strike once again, so we will sit here and watch as our people go about their daily business, using the roads fairly consistently because of the way that I'm creating this town. And when I have even more houses here, they will be using them even more consistently. Look, walking all the way down to get the resources, bringing them back to create some more tools. Isn't that pleasant? The reserve of tools is low. Indeed it is, but I think that means that all of our people have tools right now, so all of our tasks should be completed with maximum efficiency at the moment. So, very exciting. Let's take a look at how construction is going on the hunting cabin. Still 10 things to remove. This is going to take a while to build because they have to, the 2 laborers have to come out here and chop everything down. We just don't have enough laborers, but we do have a lot of food, over 1,000. So let's take one of our gatherers and one of our fishermen, and so that they can start being a laborer, so they can go cut some of these materials. Oh, look! Ooh! Some deer! Yes, there are deer out here. A whole throng of them. Wow, that is really a lot. That's at least 2, 4, 6, 8. That's at least 8 deer. I'm gonna be hunting all of them, all the babies in them. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't go there. The final patch has been cleared away as the snows dissipate, and the resources are being brought in. Almost all of the lumber has been accounted for, half of the stone now. I've noticed that our citizens are losing a tiny bit of happiness, which we are going to have to work on if it gets a little bit too low, and for that I think we can use things such as maybe the school to educate them might make them a little bit happier, but at the very least, I'm thinking the tavern. Yeah, brews alcohol and makes citizens happy. It makes them so happy. Now, here we have the beginnings of the hunting cabin going in. We're going to have at least 2 hunters because we can afford to take off some of our gatherers and our fishermen because this is going to be yet another source of food. And the primary purpose of this is to not place all your eggs in one basket. What I would like to see from Banished in the future is maybe some of the resources become more scarce in different months. So just for example, maybe you gather fewer mushrooms and roots in the winter, but in the summer, you know, you gather extra 25%. So that they all have different seasonal bonuses. So maybe during the winter, the water freezes over and you can't fish as well. Or you have to have people that are educated to be able to ice fish. Or the list goes on. Maybe you can hunt in all seasons. Because, I mean, the deer are still going to be there in the winter, right? That's going to be even better for them. And maybe the crops don't grow as well in certain... I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, have random events associated with all of these different ways to gather resources just to make it more interesting. Because the same thing won't work 100% of the time. Every time you're going to have to not put all your eggs in one basket and, you know, have some variety. I had a road here previously, but I dug it up so I could redo it a little bit. So now we've got a nice straight line coming out from the town to link up with these 2 buildings, and that's going to be a lot more efficient than the way I had it before. You can see we have a question mark down here on the hunting cabin because we don't have anyone hunting yet. So let's fix that, and we can get, I guess, 2 people hunting at the moment. Lowell! Lowell! Hey! Lowell, there's deer! There's deer! Right there! Do you see the deer? No? But it says you're working! Aren't you supposed to be hunting those deer? Just take them out, man. No mercy. Don't have second thoughts about what you're doing here. I'm paying you. He's gonna go get them. He's gonna go get them. Where are they, Lowell? Find them. There's the deer. They're chasing Lowell. The deer are chasing Lowell right now. Construction has begun on the Taylor, but we're going to save that for another episode. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you're enjoying Boulder Line, if you're enjoying Banished, please let me know by leaving me a like on this video, as it supports me and helps me out very much. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Italyx, and I will see you next time.